Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Now let me ask you this, are you a fan of the fine art statue line? I certainly am. I built this channel by reviewing a lot of fine art statue pieces. And now that we have the Cyclops that was hinted last year, we saw at different conventions. We saw the unpainted kit first, then we saw the painted prototype. But now it's on pre-order, so now we can look into the pictures because there were not many pictures available. And we're going to really divide it, the good and the bad, to know what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And ultimately, I want to let you know if I think you need to add it to the collection or not. Now, this is according to the website, and I'm at the Japanese website right now. It's available already at the Koto USA. But I'm coming here because I prefer the pictures here. The release time in Japan is going to be June of this year, which is not bad at all. The specification is a pre-painted cold cast statue. We know it's cold cast, so it's, you know, the polystone material they use. The sculptor is restored, the same sculptor that did Captain America and has really worked, even with the Wolverine, has worked with a lot of the stuff here. He is well known in Japan. He was one of the initial sculptors of the fine art statue line before Eric Sosa took over in the company as art director and the main sculptor. But if you come to let me show you this. If you come to Koto USA, you can see the price is $329. Also, you can go to Sideshow. It's available there. I will have the link for all these websites. It's $330, so it's the same price. And it has the date is between July and September. So it's going to be a month after it releases in Japan. You can choose the payment plan through Sideshow, which is good. It's the same piece. There's no exclusives here. That's another good. The only mistake that I notice here, I think it's a mistake. I see that Sideshow is promoting this as a statue by them. It says statue by Sideshow Collectibles. I don't know why. I don't know if they have some type of partnership now with Kotobukiya where they're going to label them with their company. It was a mistake, a typo that they need to correct. So that's something that I need to mention here that I just noticed. All right, now let's look at the pictures. Now, I'm telling you this, I am a big fan of Restored sculpting. He is phenomenal. The most recent Wolverine, I reacted to that piece, came out very good. You know, some people have had some issues with the pose. But the sculpt is good, and ultimately the piece when it came out, the quality was good. I saw some videos, a couple of my friends, they review this piece in their channels, their respective channels, and it was good. I was surprised about it. So right now there's a lot of expectation for a lot of collectors to see a better quality coming from Kotobukiya. So, you know, we can cross our fingers, and I really like the sculpt here. It's really, really well done. However, have an issue with the pose, and it seems to me that a lot of these companies now, a lot of sculptors are going extremely extravagant with the pieces. They're going crazy with it, you know, like they put in everything to make everything to look more explosive. But at the same time, you run the risk of really creating an engineering hazard or, you know, hassle for collectors, because, you know, a piece that is only sustained by one single peg has a lot of risk. The risk is really high for those pieces to break at some point or to lean. So that's my concern. It seems that every company is trying to do that. Outdo the other company or the previous piece by doing something crazy. And you have to be very careful with that. Now, on this angle, you can see the leaning. We're going to see in some other pictures what I'm talking about. It's just sustained by this. Any accident can happen. You can just push it by accident, or someone in your home, you know, you have kids, you have pets, they can push it a little bit, and all it takes is just a little bit of force for this to snap. And if you don't have a strong material, then, which is happening now, you know, every company is going for the more hollow pieces, so that could be a problem. So yeah, I do have concerns. I seen this with recently with the Iron Studios Hot Girl. I think it's a fantastic depiction, but I'm concerned about the way they're trying to achieve that, particularly with that piece is really top heavy with the wings and all. But here, I'm telling you, you know, and they did the same kind of with Captain America, and I think mentioned the same concerns. You know, that's my thing. You know, it is a nice pose and paper looks good, but would it lean? The only way to know is when you unbox the piece, and even though you might not know it because you cannot see the rod, you don't see how strong the rod is or how long it is and how far down it goes. So all those are really valid concerns in my opinion. You know, I'd rather have, you know, I know that people want dynamic stuff. I love dynamic stuff, but also I want something that is, you know, well cemented. You know, you want a good foundation for these pieces for them to, you know, to stay in place longer. They doing this explosive bases now, which is interesting that they go with that route. I would prefer something more in line with the Danger Room sessions like they did before, but of course this is a new rendition, but it seems that they're doing this with all the characters. So the bases are fine, they're explosive, something's happening, but it's unclear where they at. And that's the only, I would say not a complaint, but more like a nitpick from my part. But we're seeing a lot of different angles. Yeah, it's just, he's leaning so much, and that's my only fear. Now, I'm telling you this, and I gotta be honest, I still consider this piece, now that looking at the sculpt and all of that, I think it's even better than Sosa's depiction of Cyclops for this collection, for the previous Danger Room Sessions collection. I was never crazy about that piece. A lot of people, they even only got the piece just to repaint it, to redo the visor, all sort of things. So, you know, you want something out of the box to be, that you don't have to put hands on. You don't have to change things around. So that's the only piece that I've always found. There are other pieces that I wasn't crazy about from Eric. That's the reason I never got it. That's the reason I never review it in the channel. We had some really nice Cyclops statues in recent years. We have the most recent Sideshow, which is a fantastic piece. I really like it. We have the XM Studios that a lot of people also love, with all the switch outs. And even customs. I've seen really nice customs. But, you know, and one thing that I can point out that I'm always disappointed with this Cyclops statues is the fact, first, they don't have a lighter feature. And the second thing that disappoints me is the fact that it doesn't come with a jacket. I would love for these statues at some point to have a, you know, something that you can change, like they did with the classic, the OG Cyclops by Sideshow Collectibles. I love that it came with a jacket that you can take off if you wanted to. That's something that I would love to see more, you know. And some people might say, well, you know, Jim Lee didn't do much of the depiction of the character with the jacket. But if you really go through the comics, in some of the internal pages, you know, he depicted the character like that. And of course, you know, after that, you know, you have Thurber, you have Kubert, all of them, they really add that jacket that was very popular, and it was popularized even more by the cartoon. So yeah, to me, I feel like I would love to see a jacket. I would love to see that. Yeah, I love this classic. He's ready for battle. But a jacket is a nice addition to a Cyclops statue. So I would love for companies to actually think about that. Some people may complain about the mouth, the way the mouth is presented. I don't have an issue with it. It's fine, I think. I love the hair, the way they did the hair. But the outfit is good. I was gonna love the Jim Lee style of that. I also love the classic depiction, but for some reason, I'm more keen to this depiction than the classic, you know, in this case, 80s, 70s and 80s depiction of it. I like it. Really cool. They did a good job with it. And from this angle, it looks terrific. I really love this one for sure. Yeah. Very, very good. And I'd really hope for, in this case, for Kotobukiya to really be strong about this and about this collection. Do not leave it by the wayside as they did with the previous. And I mentioned this many times before. I would love for Kotobukiya to finally finish a line. And I think this new reboot of the collection of the Danger Room Sessions or the X-Men collection, I would love to see more than just what they did before. And that they can do it more often, not just have 1 or 2 releases per year, but to be consistent about it and to see more throughout the year. It would be nice, you know. I think we have suffered so much, the 1/6 collectors, particularly Marvel collectors, since the departure of Bowen Designs, and the fact that we haven't seen as many Marvel statues. You know, we've seen companies like Diamond Select doing Marvel stuff, a lot of PVC stuff, but also some more elaborate polystone pieces. But I would love for a company to, you know, to really be consistent about it. I think we have seen a lot of companies being consistent with DC, but not enough with Marvel in the 1/6 scale line. Here's the base. Nice paint job, I can tell you that. The base is fine. And if they did what they did with Wolverine, I think this is going to be a very nice looking piece. Very cool. Very cool. I think he did a fantastic job. This gives us an idea of the scale. It is a nice Cyclops. I would say if you miss on the original, the first Kotobukiya piece, I think this is a much better sculpt than that one. But I do think that that one is more stable because the way it's set. It's no leaning on that one. There's no leaning. But on this one, you are going to see a problem. That's for sure. Only time can tell. I'm not here to dissuade you from buying this. It's your choice. If you want to get it, I think it is a fantastic looking piece. I think they did a good job with it. The Restore did a phenomenal job sculpting this. I may have some concerns about the design and the choices they did with the pose, but beyond that, I think it is pretty good. And if it's well done, then you will have a very nice Cyclops. The price is very, very good, you know, versus any other company right now, which there are not companies producing anything based on the X-Men like this. So I would say go for it. It's a great price unless you want to go in the custom route, which is more expensive, or trying to track some of the Baldwin pieces or even the old Kotobukiya piece. But I would say that this is a very nice choice. I like it. It looks good. Yeah, I have concerns with the pose, but ultimately the only way to know is to have it in front of you and to display it in your collection and see how long it lasts. It may last for forever. You never know. So my friends, what do you think about it? Do you like it? You don't like it? Do you think it's overpriced? Are you a fan of this design? You're not a fan of it? What do you think about the leaning? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. God bless. Take care. And I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.